Hello everyone, a few years back, Sony and Marvel made a deal to bring Spidey back into the MCU. I am a big Spider-Man fan, however I went into this movie very worried for many reasons. First off, this is the 6th Spider-Man movie in my lifetime. This is also the 3rd incarnation of this character. I loved Raimi's first 2 Spider-Man movies in the early 2000s, and I'm really glad they rebooted it after Spider-Man 3. I even went to the midnight premiere for The Amazing Spider-Man and got this really cool poster, but was so disappointed with the sequel. So now we are back yet again with another reboot, and I'm kind of getting worn out with this character. However, things all changed when Tom Holland made his debut in Captain America Civil War, and he was honestly one of the best parts of that movie. The trailers for Spider-Man Homecoming then started to come out, and the absurd amount of marketing for this movie got me really worried. I had felt, as I did before, that Sony was showing way too much in the trailers, and I'll get back to that later, so you can tell that I had a lot of mixed feelings going into this movie. I am so glad to say that I had a blast with this movie, and it was just so much fun from the beginning. First off, Tom Holland is perfect casting. Tobey Maguire was great, and I really enjoyed Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, but Tom Holland shines in this role. I would even say this is the best incarnation of the character we have seen so far. They nailed the struggle Peter has with school, his social life, and his crime-fighting life. We had yet to see a young, high school age Peter Parker, and we finally got it. There is of course the Spidey we have all come to know and love. He is strong, smart, witty, and in the end he's still just a kid having fun with his powers. Jacob Batalon plays Peter's best friend Ned, and the reason why I'm mentioning him is because he was fantastic in this movie. This movie captures what we all imagine being a superhero or being a superhero's sidekick would feel like. This kid is funny and has so much fun playing this character. Robert Downey Jr. returns as Tony Stark in this movie, and of course he is great. I was worried at first that he was going to overshadow Holland and this would become an unofficial Iron Man 4, but he doesn't. This is a Spider-Man movie. Stark is simply a supporting character with a large presence, even with the little screen time that he actually has. That being said, yes, this is a part of the MCU, and thankfully it doesn't rely too much on connecting to everything and doesn't constantly try to set up further sequels. The influences this universe has on Spider-Man's story is very important and is the main reason why this movie feels so much different from all the other Spider-Man movies. One of the best parts of this movie to me is the villain. Michael Keaton plays Adrian Toomes, aka the Vulture, and he is so good in this movie. MCU films are not known for their villains. They are always sidelined by their main hero, and the Vulture is honestly one of the best villains since Loki. He has character motivation that makes so much sense, and you really understand why he's doing what he is doing. There's also plenty of twists and turns with this character that I frankly wasn't expecting. Keaton is apparently really good at playing bird-related characters, from his performance here to 2014's Birdman, and of course his iconic role as Batman. There are some apparent problems in this movie, specifically the occasional humor during serious moments. There are several moments in this movie where a character is in a life or death situation, and they are literally about to die, but they still decide to crack a joke. This felt very misplaced, and it really bothered me. One of the main storylines in this movie is Peter's crush on Liz. Laura Harrier did fine in this role, but I didn't feel the chemistry that there was with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. The movie relies on this as a main plot point, and I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. As I said in the beginning of this review, I felt like the trailer showed a little bit too much, and after seeing the movie, I kind of agree with that. Although there are still some great plot twists and action sequences that they didn't show in the trailers, I felt as if all the character arcs in this movie was telegraphed from the beginning. I pretty much knew Peter Parker's entire character arc in this movie because they showed it all in the trailers. However, I cannot critique the movie too much on that, mainly because after seeing it a second time, I was able to really focus on the story for what it was. If you haven't seen too many trailers, I suggest you don't start now and just go enjoy the movie. It is definitely worth your time, and I had so much fun watching Spider-Man come home with Marvel. I give Spider-Man Homecoming 8.8 Lego Death Stars out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie, and I suggest you all go see it. If you want to see more reviews, I have my Christopher Nolan series going on right now, and if you want to see more of those reviews, I'll have the next one out in a couple of days, so stay tuned for that. War for the Planet of the Apes comes out next week, and I cannot wait to see that movie and review it for you guys, so stay tuned and subscribe.